In a world where respect is often demanded but rarely earned, there lies a profound truth most overlook. Respect isn't given to those who seek it. Instead, it flows naturally to those who embody qualities so steadfast, so unshakable, that respect becomes inevitable. It isn't about dominance, flashy displays of power, or bending others to your will. True respect is commanded by something far deeper, a mastery over yourself, an unyielding control over your emotions, and the quiet strength to act, even in the face of adversity. Imagine walking into a room and exuding a presence so composed, so unshakably centered that people cannot help but notice. Not because you seek their validation, but because your very demeanor demands their acknowledgement. This isn't magic. It's not luck. It's the fruit of cultivating a specific mindset, one rooted in ancient wisdom. Today, we're diving into how you can command respect, not with force, but by embodying the principles of a philosophy that has shaped warriors, emperors, and thinkers alike. A philosophy that teaches us that the ultimate respect begins not with others, but with ourselves. Let's explore how you can harness this timeless wisdom to transform how the world perceives you. Number 1. Mastering emotional control, the unseen power. Respect begins where emotional chaos ends. Picture this. Someone hurls an insult your way. Most people would respond impulsively. Anger flares, voices rise, and composure crumbles. But imagine standing there unmoved, like an ancient oak weathering a storm. Your calmness, your refusal to react emotionally, speaks volumes. In that moment, you've demonstrated a power most can only dream of: mastery over yourself. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional reactions are chains that bind us, keeping us slaves to others' provocations. To break free, we must learn to respond rather than react. How does this command respect? Because self-control is rare. In a society driven by knee-jerk reactions, the person who remains calm in chaos stands out. You become a mirror, reflecting others' lack of control back at them, forcing them to see their own emotional immaturity. This quiet dominance isn't loud or boastful. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. Think of the legends of history, leaders, warriors, and thinkers who inspired armies or nations. Their strength wasn't in shouting the loudest or acting rashly, but in their ability to remain centered, even in the face of crises. Consider the Spartan king Leonidas, who, when faced with overwhelming Persian forces, didn't falter. His composure was a beacon for his men. They respected him not because he demanded it, but because he embodied strength under pressure. Start by practicing pause. The next time anger surges, take a deep breath and delay your response. Reflect on the wisdom of Epictetus, who said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This deliberate stillness will feel unnatural at first. Your emotions may scream for action, but hold your ground. Over time, you'll notice a profound change, not just in yourself, but in how others treat you. They'll look to you as a pillar of stability in a chaotic world. Emotional mastery isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about channeling them productively. You're not a slave to anger, fear, or frustration. Instead, you use these emotions as signals, guiding you to act thoughtfully. This transformation creates an aura of quiet authority. People can sense it. They might not articulate it, but they will respect it. The world respects those who can master themselves because they represent what most lack: discipline. As Seneca aptly put it, most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Master your emotions, and you master the respect of others. Number 2. Living with integrity, the foundation of trust. Integrity is the silent force that earns unwavering respect. It's not what you preach, but how you act when no one is watching. The Stoics believe that living in alignment with your principles, regardless of circumstances, is the truest form of power. To command respect, you must first become someone whose words and actions are inseparable. Think of a person whose promises you know will never be broken. Their mere word carries weight, not because they demand trust, but because they've proven themselves time and again. This is the essence of integrity. As Epictetus stated, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. To gain respect, your deeds must consistently reflect your values. In a world riddled with hypocrisy, where people bend their principles for convenience, living with integrity makes you stand apart. It doesn't require grand speeches or public displays of morality. Instead, it's demonstrated in small, consistent acts of honesty, fairness, and accountability. When you live this way, people gravitate toward you. They see you as someone reliable, someone they can trust. Trust is the bedrock of respect. Without it, all else crumbles. Let's explore how this manifests. Suppose you're in a position of power, and an opportunity arises to take advantage of someone weaker. The easy path may be to exploit the situation for personal gain. But choosing the difficult path, acting with fairness, and upholding what's right, cements your character. Respect follows not because of the outcome, but because of the unwavering principle you displayed. Consider the example of Cato the Younger, a Roman statesman and one of Stoicism's greatest exemplars. Known for his unyielding integrity, Cato refused to participate in corruption, even when it meant personal loss or danger. His life was a testament to the idea that respect isn't earned by compromising values, but by defending them, even in the face of adversity. Integrity also means holding yourself accountable. If you make a mistake, own it without hesitation. Apologies offered from a place of honesty, rather than self-preservation, show strength, not weakness. As Seneca wrote, "It is the power of a great mind to disdain injury, and to make every wrong done to it an opportunity for a noble act." The world respects those who embody consistency between thought and action. When your values are unshakable, you become a beacon for others. They may not always agree with you, but they will respect you for standing firm. Be the person who remains steadfast, whose principles are never for sale. Living with integrity transforms how others see you, but more importantly, it transforms how you see yourself. It fosters an unbreakable sense of self-respect. When you respect yourself, the world has no choice but to follow suit. Number 3, cultivating composure, the strength in silence. In the heat of conflict or uncertainty, the loudest voice often commands attention, but attention is not respect. True respect is reserved for those who, in the face of chaos, remain composed, those whose silence carries more weight than others shouting. Composure is an art, and when mastered, it radiates an unshakable authority that others cannot ignore. The Stoics revered the concept of tranquility, the state of being untroubled, regardless of external turmoil. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this when he wrote, "You can be invincible if you do not enter the contest where victory is not in your power." This is the essence of composure, understanding that control over oneself is infinitely more valuable than control over others. Imagine being in an argument where emotions are running high. Most people scramble to make their point, to win the debate at any cost. But you, silent, observant, deliberate, stand apart. You're not interested in winning, you're interested in understanding. Your calm demeanor unsettles those who expect you to lose control. It's in your silence, in your measured words, that respect begins to form. This strength doesn't come easily. It requires detachment from the need to prove yourself to others. Epictetus reminded us, if you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. Let others have their victories in meaningless debates. True composure comes from knowing which battles are worth your energy, and most are not. Historical examples abound. Consider the great general Scipio Africanus, who was famously calm under pressure. Even in the face of betrayal and immense challenges, he maintained his composure, earning the respect of both allies and enemies. His restraint wasn't weakness, it was a deliberate choice, a strategy that placed him above petty conflicts. Cultivating composure begins with mastering your reactions. When provoked, resist the urge to lash out. Instead, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and respond with clarity. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but channeling them into actions that serve your purpose. As Seneca observed, anger, an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Over time, your composure will become second nature. You'll find that others not only respect your steadiness, but also seek your presence in moments of crisis. They'll look to you as a source of stability, someone who doesn't crumble under pressure. Composure also signifies confidence. It shows that you trust yourself to handle any situation without resorting to panic or aggression. This quiet confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to it, even if they don't fully understand why. In a noisy world, composure speaks louder than words. It's a mark of inner strength, a testament to your ability to control what truly matters, yourself. With this strength, you don't demand respect, you inspire it. Number 4, practicing purposeful action. The discipline of doing words may inspire, but actions command respect. While many talk about their ambitions or dwell endlessly on what could be, those who act with purpose and precision rise above the rest. The Stoics believe deeply in the virtue of action, not random, impulsive movement, but deliberate, thoughtful action aligned with one's values. It's through this disciplined effort that respect is forged. Consider the Stoic principle of prohairesis, the ability to act according to reason and principle rather than impulse or external pressure. Epictetus taught, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." The world doesn't respect explanations, it respects results. When your actions consistently reflect your values, people take notice. They see someone who doesn't just dream, but does. Someone who doesn't make excuses, but executes. Purposeful action isn't about being busy, it's about being intentional. Reflect on your goals and the values you stand for. Are your daily actions aligned with these? If not, you're wasting precious energy on things that don't matter. As Seneca wisely observed, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Discipline yourself to focus on what truly matters and let the rest fall away. Take, for example, the life of Marcus Aurelius. Despite being one of the most powerful men in history, he never allowed himself to succumb to idleness or arrogance. His days were filled with purposeful acts, all grounded in his duty as a leader and a servant of the people. His actions spoke louder than his words, earning him respect not just as an emperor, but as a man. To command respect, start small, but start now. Whether it's a commitment to improve your health, develop a skill, or strengthen a relationship, take consistent steps forward. Avoid the trap of seeking instant results. Purposeful action is about persistence. It's the daily grind, the effort that no one sees, that eventually commands respect. This discipline requires resilience. There will be setbacks, moments when giving up feels easier. But remember the Stoic mindset. Obstacles are not barriers, but opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By embracing challenges as part of the process, you prove your strength to yourself and others. Purposeful action also cultivates self-respect. When you honor your commitments and follow through on your plans, you build trust in your own abilities. This internal respect radiates outward, influencing how others perceive you. People respect those who are reliable, those who can be counted on to deliver, not because they're forced to, but because they choose to. In the end, your actions define you far more than your intentions or words ever could. Respect flows naturally to those who embody the discipline of doing. Let your deeds be your voice, and the world will listen. Number 5, embracing humility, the silent strength. Humility is often misunderstood. Many equate it with weakness or submission, but in truth, humility is the quiet acknowledgement of one's limitations and the willingness to learn from others. It's the strength to stand firmly in your achievements without the need to trumpet them. In a world obsessed with self-promotion, humility is a rarity, and that makes it immensely powerful. The Stoics held humility as a cornerstone of wisdom. Epictetus famously declared, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." True humility isn't about thinking less of yourself, but about recognizing that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn. This mindset not only deepens your own understanding, but also earns the respect of those around you. Imagine a leader who takes credit for every success and deflects every failure. Compare them to one who shares their victories with the team and takes responsibility when things go wrong. The latter is universally respected, not because they lack power, but because they use their power to lift others. Humility is strength restrained, confidence without arrogance. Humility also disarms conflict. When confronted with criticism or opposing views, a humble person doesn't react defensively. Instead, they listen, reflect, and, if necessary, admit their mistakes. As Seneca wrote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." A humble individual is always seeking the next step towards self-improvement, guided by the wisdom of others. One of the most profound examples of humility is Marcus Aurelius. Despite being the ruler of the Roman Empire, he consistently referred to himself as a servant of the people. His journal, Meditations, reveals a man deeply aware of his flaws and constantly striving to overcome them. This self-awareness and openness to growth are what made him a respected leader, not just a powerful one. To embody humility, start by silencing the need for validation. Resist the urge to boast about your achievements or compare yourself to others. Instead, focus on your growth and let your actions speak for themselves. Remember, humility doesn't diminish your worth, it enhances it. People admire those who are confident enough to be humble. Moreover, humility fosters meaningful connections. When you approach others with respect and an open mind, you create an environment of trust and collaboration. This isn't about submission, but about mutual respect. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you are a part of the whole. Say to yourself often, I am a part of the cause of things. Respect isn't earned by standing above others, but by standing with them. Finally, humility builds resilience. When you accept your limitations, you become less afraid of failure. You understand that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. This quiet confidence, born of humility, commands deep respect. People see in you someone who is unshakable, not because they're perfect, but because they've embraced imperfection as a tool for growth. To live with humility is to live with strength, grace, and purpose. It's a silent strength that speaks louder than any boast, a quiet assurance that draws respect naturally. Embrace humility, and you'll not only earn respect, you'll inspire it. Conclusion: the Stoic path to commanding respect. Respect is not something you can demand or manipulate into existence. It is a natural response to the way you live your life. Through self-mastery, unwavering integrity, unshakable composure, purposeful action, and quiet humility, you embody the virtues that command respect effortlessly. The Stoics understood that true strength lies not in controlling others, but in mastering oneself. By striving to overcome destructive emotions and aligning your actions with reason and principle, you become the kind of person who inspires trust and admiration. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The respect you seek will not come from trying to impress others, but from dedicating yourself to becoming the best version of yourself. When you live with discipline and purpose, people will notice. They will be drawn to the quiet power of your presence, the steadfastness of your character, and the consistency of your actions. These virtues speak louder than any words, earning respect that is both deep and enduring. As you walk this path, remember that respect begins within. It starts with the choices you make when no one else is watching, and the standards you hold yourself to every day. Respect yourself first, and the world will follow. Now, let me leave you with a simple challenge. Which of these virtues will you embrace today? Reflect on it. Start small, but start now. And remember, the journey to commanding respect is not about perfection, but progress. If this resonated with you, help us spread the wisdom of Stoicism. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the Modern Stoic. Let's grow this community of resilient minds together. Tell us, which virtue are you committing to master today?